Hello everybody. Website in touch Guru.Markets. Thank you for paying attention to our review. Dear viewer, please give me your thumbs up. Your like is essential to spread the project Guru.Markets. Now we will look at the main indicators of the corporation Netflix Inc., ticker NFLX. This review is based on data as of May 26, 2024. By classification Guru.Markets Corporation Netflix Inc. belongs to the subcategory Creation. 29 organizations participate in the assessment. This is very representative. Let's start with general information about the company. Let's look at each parameter in more detail a little further. If you want, you can put a stop. You can consider all the parameters of the corporation under study more carefully. Access to the table with the classification of tickers is absolutely free and free. So we'll finally get started. Market capitalization of the company Netflix Inc. is $278.72 billion. With a market capitalization of the subcategory of $523 billion. Netflix Inc. accounts for a share of 53.245%. This is the main leader of the subcategory. The company's balance sheet capitalization is estimated at $21.42 billion. And the capitalization of the subcategory is $128 billion. Netflix Inc. constitutes a share of 16.707%. Having compared the shares of stock exchange and book value, we will see the following. Occupied share Netflix, Inc. NFLX, in the subcategory in case of market capitalization assessment is 53.245%. The balance sheet capitalization is 16.707%, which is 69% less than the share of market value. Assessment of the company's share of market and balance capitalization in the subcategory. Bad, -1 point. The company's debt obligations amount to $16.492 billion. Debt to book value represents 77% of the company's equity. Rating of the company's debt obligations, tolerable, 0 points. The company's stock price to earnings ratio is 44.9. With an average for the subcategory of 89.7, which is 50% lower than in the subcategory. Evaluation of the company's market price to profit indicators in comparison with the subcategory. Good, 1 point. Profit for the last 12 months was $6,435 million. Forward earnings for the next 12 months are expected to be $8,695 million. And this is 35.1% more than at the current moment. Assessment of expected future profit indicators in comparison within the subcategory. Good, 0.5 points. The balance of company value to revenue corresponds to 8. The subcategory average is 3.3 and is 142% higher than the subcategory average. Evaluation of the market price to revenue indicator in comparison with indicators in the subcategory. Bad, -1 point. Revenue for the last 12 months was $34,940 million. Forward revenue for the next 12 months is tentatively expected to be $47,220 million. This is 35% more than now. Assess projected future revenue performance against subcategory performance. Good, 0.5 points. The margin is 18.4%, with an average for the subcategory of 3.6%. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 14.8%. Assessment of sales profitability in comparison with indicators in the subcategory. Good, 0.5 points. The company's share by number of employees by subcategory is 3.754%, which is 13.18% less than the share of market capitalization. This fact shows the discrepancy between the market value of the company Netflix Inc., probably towards revaluation. The amount of capital for each employee of the company is $21,440,000. Whereas for the subcategory $1,512,000. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 1,318%. Estimation of the amount of market capital of the company per employee in comparison with the indicators of subcategory companies. Tolerable, 0 points. The amount of profit per individual employee of the company is $495,000. Average for the subcategory, $16,800. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 2,838%. Estimation of profit per individual company employee in comparison with indicators in the subcategory. Good, 0.5 points. The share of sales per individual employee of the organization is $2,688,000. In the subcategory there are $463,000. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 481%. Estimation of the share of revenue per company employee in comparison with indicators in the subcategory. Good, 0.5 points. Shares shorted are 1.9%, compared with the subcategory average of 5.3%. This is an assessment of the risk of a short squeeze. Indicator RSI, 14, shows a level of 65% for the company Netflix Inc. Whereas for the subcategory this level is 48%. Potentially, securities of the subcategory are quoted lower than those of Netflix Inc. NFLX. Comparing the movement of the company's stock price Netflix Inc. and subcategory companies. We see that over 12 months the company's shares Netflix Inc. NFLX showed a change of 77.3%. Against price dynamics in the subcategory -6.1%. This does not clearly indicate anything, but it is necessary to take note of this fact. Before announcing the final grade, please kindly ask. Make your own assessment Netflix Inc. NFLX in the comments to this security assessment. We review all comments and try very hard to respond to every comment. Your comments greatly contribute to the development of information from Guru.Markets. The result is 1.5 out of 10 points. Average result for the subcategory, 1.7 points. If you look broadly, within the entire stock market in general. Note that the average result for the market as a whole is 0.4 points. Against the company's score of 1.5 points Netflix Inc. NFLX. Let's look at the order table, it is available. A link to it is in the pinned comment. The order table contains absolutely all decisions made by the stock valuation information and reference system Guru.Markets. Access to the order table is free and free. Link in pinned comment. As a result of stock valuation, Netflix, Inc. NFLX. Information and Reference Assessment System Guru.Markets. The following decision was made. Do not open a deal due to the fact that Netflix, Inc. NFLX. Not an underrated company of the subcategory. Thank you all so much for watching this video and for using the information and reference system from Guru.Markets.